Yes, students. Now we will learn a topic called Equalization Levy. A small topic very similar to our TDS. Shrusti, have you learned already TDS? Have you learned the topic? Someone taught you? Who? Ah, Navy. Chalo. So it is very similar to TDS, but they are not naming it as TDS. It is called as Equalization Levy. The name is beautiful. Equalization Levy, but very similar to the concept of TDS. Almost the concept is copy paste, but they didn't name it as TDS. They have given it as Equalization Levy. Sir, what is this? I will just try to explain it through a chart. Then we will read the provisions. But TDS also similar chart I had made. Yes. Chalo. Pay attention. Now, a payer has taken a service from payee. What service payee has given? He has rendered a specified service. Specified service means which service, sir? Only two is covered. That is digital advertising or online advertising. Digital or online advertising. Now, who is payer? Who is payee is also very important. This person has given the service. He has taken the service. So, this person is whom? A non-resident not having any permanent establishment in India. They don't have any office or branch in India. Okay, example, I can call them as Google or Meta. Actually, Google, Meta and all have office today in India. But when equalization levy was levied or introduced, the main target was Google and Meta. Then it was called Facebook. The main target was them. Why so? Because these people sitting outside India making money from India. The payers are paying from India, but without deducting TDS. They were trying to escape from tax. Why so? Because they don't have any office. They don't have any business. They don't have any office. They don't have any physical presence in India. But from Google ads, Facebook ads and all, they used to earn income. So that is where government thought we are losing out something. Let us introduce a equalization levy. Now, who is the payer? A resident in India carries on any business or profession, or a non-resident who has a permanent establishment in India. Guys, simple. For my business or profession, I want to give Google ads or Meta ads. Meta ads in the sense Instagram, Facebook, or anything. So I have approached these people. They don't have any office in India, but I am taking their service and I am paying them. How much I am paying? More than 1 lakh. Should I deduct equalization levy? Yes. At what rate? 6%. I should deduct equalization levy at 6% and remit it to the government within 7th of next month. And I should also file an annual statement within 30th June of next year. Under TDS, it was quarterly returns, but here it is annual statement because this might not come every quarter or regular. So that is why they told annual statement. Got it? So totally 4 responsibilities there, guys. One by one, please observe. What did payee do? He gave specified service. Who received it? Payer. What is specified service? Digital or online advertising or marketing? Okay. Who is payee? Is a non-resident, does not have any office. Permanent establishment means he doesn't have any office or branch in India. Correct, Kotresh? What is it called as? Permanent establishment. He doesn't have it. Okay. Whereas the person who received the service is in India. He is a resident carrying on any business or profession in India. Or else this person who received the service is a non-resident, but he has permanent establishment in India. Means he has any branch or office in India. So I repeat, they are the service provider, he is the receiver. So for the service received, will he make the payment? Yes. If he is making the payment more than 1 lakh, should he deduct equalization levy? Yes. At what rate? 6%. At 6%. And whatever he is deducting here, he has to remit it to the government. Within what date? Within 7th of next month. For example, assume payer is paying 10 lakh to the payee for the specified service. So how much TDS he has to deduct, people? Sorry, not TDS. Equalization levy. How much should he deduct? At 6%, which comes to 60,000. 60,000. Pay the balance 9.4 lakh. Pay the balance 9.4 lakh to whom? Payee. For payee, what is actually income? 10 lakh. But will it be again taxed? No. They told if payer has already deducted equalization levy, for payee, that income is exempt. For payee, that income is exempt. So should he pay tax again on this 10 lakh? No. Fine, he can relax. Now, whatever 60,000 this payer has deducted, he has to remit it to the government within what date? 7th of next month. Assume he has deducted on any day of December. He has to deposit on or before 7th of January. Okay, sir. Then he should also file an annual statement with the department on or before 30th June of next year. Next year, that is whatever equalization levy has been deducted from April to March, he has to give the details of that within 30th June of assessment year. Okay, sir. Sir, why should payer do all this? What if he doesn't do it? He is called assessee in default. That is common dialogue. Plus, whatever he has paid, entire 10 lakh will be disallowed. Entire 10 lakh will be disallowed. You can see expenses are disallowed under section 40A 1B, which we are covering now. If equalization levy provisions are not complied within the due date of filing what? Returns. Not within this due date. This is to deposit equalization levy. But payer has to comply, that is deduct and deposit it to claim it as an expenses within what time? Within the due date of filing income tax returns. Guys, very similar to what we already covered under section 40A1 when the payments are made to non-residents. Or if the payments are made to residents, 40A 1A. How much was disallowed here? 100%. How much was disallowed here? 30%. But I didn't teach this one under PGBP because this is covered only for you people. A part of equalization levy which you are learning now. Clear? Yes. Please be careful. Even these payments are made to non-residents. That means, should I operate this section also? No, no. We will not apply this section here. We will apply 40A 1. 40A 1B. Other payments made to non-residents or foreign company. If TDS is not deducted, then it will be disallowed as per which section? 40A 1, guys. Is that clear? Yes. So consequences also are very similar to TDS, guys. If by chance, if payer doesn't deduct TDS or else he deduct but not remitted to the government, then the consequences are given in section 201. Do you remember? TDS consequences, if you are not deducted or else deducted but not remitted, consequences is given in section 201. Assessee will be treated as assessee in default. He has to pay the TDS amount along with interest 1% or 1.5% per month. Then penalty, even free boarding and lodging he might get. Correct? That is in the form of imprisonment. Yes, like that, guys. Hope you understood. Hope you understood. So this is all about equalization, guys. Equalization levy. Oh, let us go and see what is given in the provision. You can take down the chart, but let me first finish. Equalization levy provides for an equalization levy of 6% on the amount of consideration for a specified services received or receivable by a non-resident not having a permanent establishment in India from a resident in India who carries out business or profession, or from a non-resident who has a permanent establishment in India. Guys, don't get confused. Who is the payer? Resident carrying out business or profession in India, or a non-resident who has permanent establishment in India. He should deduct equalization levy if the payee is a non-resident not having PE in India. Understood now? Who should be payer? Who should be payee? Please properly understand, or else you may mismatch. You might mismatch. Please don't do that. Anyway, I have given it properly in the chart also. Refer to the table below to understand the various parameters and aspects involved. Subject. Person responsible for deduction of equalization levy. Who should deduct it? Every person being a resident in India, that is the payer, who carries out business or profession, or a non-resident who has permanent establishment in India, shall deduct equalization levy from the amount paid or payable to a non-resident in respect of specified service. What is that specified service, guys? Online advertising or digital advertising or marketing. Okay. How much is the rate of equalization levy? 6% of the amount of consideration for a specified service. Threshold. What is the threshold limit? Means when equalization levy should be deducted. Equalization levy is deductible if the aggregate amount of consideration for a specified service in a previous year exceeds 1 lakh. 1 lakh, guys. Time period. Okay. When it has to be deducted and deposited. And sir, one more thing. What if the amount paid in a year is less than 1 lakh? Assume the amount paid is 5,000, 50,000, 60,000. No need to deduct equalization levy. Time period. The equalization levy so deducted during any calendar month shall be paid by every assessee to the credit of central government. By what date? By 7th of next month. Okay. Consequence of failure. Sir, what if he doesn't do? Payer didn't deduct TDS. Sorry, didn't deduct equalization levy, even though he was liable to deduct it. Any assessee who fails to deduct would anyway continue to be liable to pay to the credit of central government. Now, if the payer has not deducted 60,000, he has to pay 60,000 out of his own pocket, along with interest. Okay. The equalization levy by 7th of the following month. Even if he fails, he has to give out of his own pocket. Furnishing the statement, which I call it as annual statement. Every assessee or e-commerce operator, that is nothing but the payer, shall, within the time prescribed after the end of the financial year, submit a statement in the prescribed form on or by 30th June, immediately following the financial year, setting forth all the details for specified services pertaining to that financial year, guys. Okay, means for all the months, for all 12 months, how much equalization levy has been deducted, on what day, when it was remitted to the government, and on whose behalf. That is, who is the payee. All these details has to be given in this statement. Sir, if there is any mistake in the statement which is filed, can we revise it? Yes. If the assessee or e-commerce operator notices any omissions, errors, wrong details, he can furnish a revised statement before the expiry of 2 years from the end of financial year in which a specified service was provided. So within 2 years, if there is any mistake in the statement which is already filed, it can be revised. Notice by the assessing officer, where any assessee or e-commerce operator, even e-commerce operator also will fall under payer list, guys, has failed to file a statement with the prescribed time, the assessing officer is empowered to issue a notice calling for a statement, and in which case the statement has to be furnished within 30 days of date of servicing of such notice. Means payer was supposed to file a statement within 30th June of next year or assessment year, but he didn't do it. Can assessing officer send a notice to the payer telling you were supposed to file a statement but not filed? Yes. But once I receive a notice, within 30 days of receiving the notice, I have to file a statement. Next, interest on delayed payments. So, if by chance, if equalization levy is not deducted, or else deducted but not remitted within 7th of next month, then what, sir? Interest will start from 8th. Interest will start from 8th. On what amount, sir? In my example, on 60,000. On 60,000. That is on the amount of equalization levy. Not on entire 10 lakh. It is only on 60,000. Interest on delayed payments. Every assessee who fails to deposit to the credit of central government the applicable equalization levy within 7th of the month following the month in which it was deducted, the assessee shall be liable to pay interest at what rate? 1% of such levy for every month or part of the month of delay. Same like TDS. But in TDS, they have also told, if you have deducted but not remitted to the government, then serious. Interest is how much? 1.5% there. If you are not at all deducted, 1%. But deducted but not remitted to the government, then it is 1.5%. But here always 1%. Always 1%. For every month or part of the month. Even one day in a month, you need to take 1%. Penalty. If the assessee or e-commerce operator fails to deduct the equalization levy in addition to equalization levy and interest, penalty equal to amount of equalization levy that he failed to deduct would be applicable. So can they charge penalty also? Yes. How much, sir? Maximum the amount of equalization levy. How much is that? 60,000 in my exam. Then penalty for delay in furnishing the statement. So assessee is supposed to file, that is the payer, is supposed to file a statement within 30th June of next financial year. That is nothing but 30th June of assessment year. Or if he has not done, at least assessing officer will send a notice within 30 days, file it. Sir, I am not done. Then what? There is a penalty for that also. If the assessee or e-commerce operator who fails to furnish the statement within 30th June of the following financial year or within 30 days of giving the notice by the assessing officer, then a penalty of 100 rupees per day will be levied. For how many days? Till I file it. Till I file it. Okay, guys. Sir, payer should do so many things. Payer should do so many things. What if he doesn't do it? What if he doesn't do it? Then what, sir? The expenses, whatever he has paid, entire 10 lakh, he cannot claim it, guys. So this is like expenses, entire 10 lakh will be disallowed. Entire 10 lakh will be disallowed, people. Let us see. Very similar provisions we have covered in PGBP, but not for equalization levy. That was for TDS. Disallowance of expenditure under section 40A 1B. As per section 40A 1B, the expenses on which equalization levy was deductible, means it was supposed to be deducted, but fails to deduct, or deducts equalization levy but not paid the same on or before the due date of filing the return, not on or before 7th of next month. Here they are giving some extended time also. On or before the due date of for filing the return of income as specified under section 139 subsection 1. 100% of such expenditure shall be disallowed for the payer. Sir, what if it is deducted and remitted after the due date? You can claim it as an expenses in next year. In next year, guys. Provided that where in respect of any such sum, tax has been deducted or deposited after the due date specified in section 139 subsection 1, such sum shall be allowed as a deduction in computing the income of the previous year in which such tax was paid. Was paid, guys. Yes. Sure. Very similar to, if you want, you can like just mention similar to section 40A1 and 1A, which we have covered in PGBP chapter, guys. Now, I have put the illustration here for better understanding. DEF Limited is in the business of manufacture and sale of formal apparels, and in order to expand its footprints globally, has launched a massive online campaign. For the purpose of online advertisement, it utilized the services of GHI Limited, based out of Singapore. So GHI is providing online advertisement service. To whom? To DEF Limited. During the previous year, DEF Limited paid a consideration of how much? 20 lakh. So that means DEF Limited is who? For us, payer. 20 lakh to whom? GHI Limited. So who is GHI now? Payee, who gave service. For such service, guys, are they providing specified service? Yes. What is it? Online advertising. Are they paying more than 1 lakh? Yes. So should equalization levy be deducted? Yes, at 6%. Provided GHI doesn't have any permanent establishment in India. So two scenarios I have given. Entail the implication if, means explain what are the implication if GHI Limited has no permanent establishment in India. Will equalization levy be applicable? Yes, it will be applicable. Next, what if they have permanent establishment in India? They have office in India, branch in India. Will equalization levy be applicable? No, sorry. Because payee covers only the non-resident. You can see here, only non-resident who is not having permanent establishment in India. Okay. So both the scenarios, let us explain. This is the kind of questions you can expect in the exam, guys. In case of GHI Limited has no permanent establishment in India, the consideration paid by GHI Limited by DF Limited would attract equalization levy at what rate? 6%. Okay. Paid to GHI means they are payee. By DEF means payer. Please don't get confused with the names. Hence, 1,20,000 has to be deducted by DEF Limited and deposited to the credit of central government within 7th of following month. That is next month. Sir, how did we get 1,20,000, sir? 20 lakh into 6%. 20 lakh into 6%, guys. Okay. Non-deduction of equalization levy will attract disallowance to whom? Payer. As per which section? 40A 1B. How much disallowance, sir? 100%. 100% will be disallowed. Next, second one. Sir, what if they have permanent establishment in India? Then equalization levy will not at all be applicable. In case GHI, that is payee, as a permanent establishment in India, equalization levy would not be attracted. Means it is not at all applicable. Therefore, DEF Limited need not deduct equalization levy for the payment of consideration to GHI Limited. Whereas, payer should deduct TDS as per section 195. But section 195 is not covered in detail for you and all. Whatever I have given, that much is enough, guys. Because how much TDS has to be deducted under section 195 depends on the rates given in the act or DTAA acts. Whatever is given in DTAA rates. Correct? Now, sir, is DTAA rates are covered in our syllabus? No. So you need not worry much about section 195. But simple. Sir, if equalization levy is not applicable, should I check TDS? Yes, under section 195. As the payment is made to non-resident. Sir, what if by chance TDS was applicable on this? Payment made to non-resident, but TDS is not deducted. In that case, such expenses will be disallowed as per which section? 40A 1, which we have learnt in PGBP. How much will be disallowed, sir? 100% of the expenditure will be disallowed. Clear? So whenever equalization levy is not applicable, check the TDS also as per section 195. Sir, TDS was applicable but not deducted. Then will the expenses be disallowed for the payer? Yes. As per which section? 40A 1, guys. 40A 1. Okay. One more illustration. Mr. DP has advertised on Facebook for his business purpose. For that, he has to pay 20 lakh, 2 lakh it is. 2 lakh to Facebook or Meta. Now it is called Meta for said advertising services. Discuss the tax implication under chapter 8 of Finance Act 2016. This equalization levy is a part of this chapter. Read with section 1050 of Income Tax Act 1961. DP Limited has to deduct equalization levy. How much, guys? Assuming Facebook doesn't have any permanent establishment in India, how much equalization levy has to be deducted? 6% of 2 lakh, which comes to 12,000. And pay the balance 1,88,000 to Facebook. And this has to be deposited to the government within 7th of next month. Now, they also asked you to explain 1050. Actually, this was not covered in your syllabus, but anyway, question is asked so in illustration itself. So let me just cover that off. Now, for the payee, if payer has deducted equalization levy and remitted it to the government, is it again taxable? No. They told it is exempt fully under section 10 clause 50, guys. Entire 2 lakh is exempt. That means as per our chart, I had already given, I guess. Entire 10 lakh will be exempt, guys. Exempt under section which? 10 clause 50. For whom? For the payee. For the payee. Hope you understood. This is all about equalization levy. Actually, there was one more part of equalization levy. There was one more part of equalization levy which has been removed. So that is not applicable for your syllabus. Only one equalization levy, what I have covered, is what is applicable for your syllabus. Please make a note of it.